and welcome to the Woman's Cave. Thank you, Jade, for letting me have it.
I was because
no
she was
lipstick,
sitting
right?
back there just so relaxed. I was like, all right, she gotta do it. She gotta earn her keep.
Oh, come. That's just rude.
You gotta earn your cake.
Girl,
I'm Jade.
up here cleaning up. Oh my goodness, you're right. I'm Winona. High five.
High five. Yeah, see.
Style.
Oh, she earning her cake, y'all.
I'm not touching hands because like.
Nah, COVID's still out here.
Germs.
COVID's still out
I don't know why I'm gonna look at you and be like germs.
Well, because she's just mad because she has to earn her keep. So
yes,
like,
I am.
She's angry. Like, what do you mean? I can't just show up and money rains down upon me? No, you're not that famous.
Hair flip.
You're not that famous.
That's worth a few hundred right there, just the hair flip.
Not that famous. Anyway, we were literary lifestyles with pop poetry, and I thought divorce was bad with other life lessons, and I thought being grown up was easy. And if only I would meet y'all know, because we're gonna have our narrator on for all of those.
It's on there with me a memoir and verse, Widow's Web, Widow's Death, and Foreign Coffee. Guess what? Those are all
available on where you get your audiobooks. Because we have our narrator in the house, y'all. I'm just going to say it. It's really kind of cool. It's nice to say it. And I don't have to be like the wonderful Joe Sands really helped us out and really did a wonderful job. Like, oh, it's going to be. Anyway, y'all aren't here to hear about us. But first you have to know. I
can talk about myself all day.
Well, first you have to know that you can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andithoughtLadies.com. All right, but y'all aren't here to hear about us.
You're here to hear about our wonderful guest.
Our wonderful guest? Wonderful guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yo, it's too late.
You're so silly. Well, hello, I am Joe Sands. I am a voice narrator, multi-hyphenate extraordinaire. I love my coffee in the mornings, and of course I can't have it right now.
Why?
Because I'm cleansing and I can't have caffeine. So I may turn into a green monster, but just bear with me. And what else do I do? What don't I do?
Right.
Right. Right.
Joe does everything.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And then whenever you need anything done, you ask Joe because she does everything.
Oh my God.
Everything.
Okay, so I have to first of all start off. No coffee. How are you living right now? Coming from the girl who's allergic to coffee.
I am on the edge. I am on the edge, literally.
Yes.
I am on the edge. So I'm supplementing. I'm trying to imagine that herbal tea is coffee, and I'm woo-sawing.
Okay.
I'm trying to cleanse at the cellular level, So yeah, herbal tea.
All right. So the multi-hyphenate extraordinaire, how did you add another hyphen to your thing? Like you're a narrator, you're a business owner, and then you added another hyphen. What was that?
Oh my goodness. Well, you mean the writing?
Yes.
Yeah. So it actually came about. It was really crazy because after narrating some of your work, you guys always put me back in touch with my creative side. And I was like, you know what, if not now, then when? And you always push me. You're always saying like, okay, like when are you going to get this done? And I'm like, okay, well, I just told you I thought about it. And you know how Winona is like, okay, so when are you going to get it done? Like, I can get that done in 30 seconds. What are you doing? What are you talking about? So I'm like, man, I'm dragging foot on my life goals. So yeah, I you know how you have a bunch of notebooks and you say you're going to get that stuff out there, and no time is ever the great time, but like you said, if not now, then when? So I put my collection together, went back over it, got everything edited. And so, yeah, July 1st will be the release for Emotionally Constipated. And I'm so excited about it. It's a poetry chapbook that just kind of goes through my journey, my personal experiences. A lot of people don't know a whole lot about my personal life because I'm a really private person. So it took a minute to kind of get all that stuff out and be brave enough to release it to the public. But it's a lot of things that we all go through. So, it's funny, it's hilarious. Some of the items you'll look at and you'll be like, oh my gosh, like, did she really? But yeah. But you guys are my inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But I feel like really we get to know you from your other adventures, which is the Joe Way.
Yeah, the Joe Show podcast, right? And another dare that you guys put me out there on, and it's been an amazing adventure.
We didn't dare you.
Her?
We just said, I love to listen to your voice. Let's do this, Joe.
There's another one on a Jade out there who's daring people.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, you're like, it was
or something. What is this?
Who is that?
But you know what? It's been such an amazing journey. I'm meeting so many incredible people. One of the people that I interviewed was Meg Messmer, and fantastic actress and director. And I was able to go and check out her premiere release of Intersection a couple of weekends ago, and it was fantastic. It was phenomenal. I met some of the other writers and the actors, and it was so cool being able to interview her a year ago, talk about a project, and then on the show, and then to be able to be at that premiere and see it come to fruition. It was just an incredible event. So amazing people that I get to meet because of you guys. So that was pretty.
Because of the podcast, exciting. Because of your podcast.
The podcast, absolutely. I mean, just not only people from, both coasts, East Coast, West Coast, all around the world, even the UK. That's been pretty phenomenal. So I'm really excited about that.
So how did it feel to finally put down the thoughts that were in your head and put them on the paper and organize them into a book? Was it freeing, or was it a daunting experience?
It was a little bit of both. Some of the pieces I had written years ago after certain events happened. So you know how like everything you're feeling at that time, you're at a different place and stage in your life. So all those emotions are on the page and you leave them there. And so years go by, you go back and you read those, and it's like reliving that moment, and you kind of see where the growth has been, since those times. And it was a little daunting because there's a vulnerability that's there that you're having to leave and on the page. Well, you've already left it on the page, but now you're exposing it to the world. And like I said, there's a side of all of us that we just kind of keep to ourselves. We kind of keep private, and exposing that side it can be a little daunting at times.
So what helped you to keep going? Because you have so much multi-hyphenate, you have so much stuff to do. You're a mom, business owner. What helped you to keep going, keep that goal in your mind, and to now be releasing a book?
You know what? Can't was never a word in our vocabulary. Like, we grew up with meager means. Like, we were poor. We didn't know we were poor. But can't was just never a word in our vocabulary. So what we did have was an incredible imagination. Like, we had to use our imagination. Like, when you didn't have the kid shoes and everybody had kids, the little white bobos that you would get, and everybody had the little blue kid on the back. Well, I took a blue marker and I colored mine, and they were kids to me. Like, you had to have an imagination growing up in the rural South, because it was just, that's all you had. And as an adult, you learn that you can either stay where you are, where you were growing up mentally, or you can evolve and change and become the person who you create yourself to be,
Exactly. And I think that comes across a lot in your writing, but I also would like to ask, Jay, did you have a question?
No, I have a question.
I also would like to ask, okay, so we're over here, we give each other signals sometimes when we have a question we really want to ask, and a lot of times it's like, this question is mine, this one's the next one. I was literally just stretching out my finger because I got a small cramp.
Oh, and I thought you were saying it was hers. I was like, you go for it.
The whole conversation, and I'm like, I'm hoping she's saying that she's going to take, that she wants this question.
No.
Well, my fingers is nice and stretched out, and my question is, my question, oh shoot, what was it? Oh, what was your writing process? Like, how did you, like, I know you said some of them were from a while ago, so that meant some of them were modern and new. So what was your writing process on the new stuff, especially looking back at old wounds?
So like with my new stuff, like I said, a lot of things happened, like after we had like the George Floyd incident, after we had several after COVID, you know, COVID really allowed us to take a moment to just shut down and be still, and to really think about what really mattered. And so that's what I did. I took a moment to just shut down and be still and really reflect on what really, really mattered and who mattered and what mattered. And being able to have that quiet time, the thoughts just, they flowed, like they kept flowing, and I would just write and write and write and write and write, and I couldn't stop writing. It was crazy. I couldn't stop writing after I actually slowed down. And I know that's like, that's a term that is not in my vocabulary. I'm not associated with slowing down, but COVID made me slow down, and I was actually able to have all of these thoughts and put them on paper. And it was so releasing and it was freeing. And I'm like, I have to keep doing this because I didn't realize how much I needed to continue doing it. And so I tried to at least, at least a couple of days a week, have that time where I just shut down and just let it out. You just let it go. That is my process, as simple as that.
So are we talking about emotionally constipated, like part 2, 3, or are you like 4 and 5? Are we talking about like it's gonna be like a whole series?
Yeah, the next one will be, I guess, the release. I don't know. Maybe
the
next one will
release
be
of
the release.
constipation.
Maybe it'll be the release. I don't know. But we all go through that. We all go through moments where we have experiences that happen to us, whether it's trauma, whether it's life events, or divorce, or dysfunctional families, and it causes us to just kind of, you either go numb, you shut down, you pack stuff in, and you just pack and pack and pack and pack and pack and pack and pack. And that stuff is going to manifest itself in some way, shape, fashion, or form. I mean, it is. COVID, with people not having human contact, you would think or would have thought that being shut down for so long, when you come out, people be happy to see one another. We're going to wave and speak. And some of it had a reverse effect on people, and they could not handle it. There were people committing suicide. There were people who were just out. I mean, whatever they thought they were big enough and bold enough to do. And why is that? Like, why you just couldn't see and touch another human being for months? Why would you want to come out and do anything negative to another human being? Like, why would you do that? So you just never know what's going on in people's minds and brains, and the emotions and things that they carry with them. So writing helps to get that out. It does. It's just another avenue to get that stuff out on paper. And you learn from it. You grow. You share your experiences with other people.
She gave me the signal.
I
y'all.
gave her the signal, and this time it
was
not a
strong
finger
signal.
Yes. So what do you hope a reader takes away from this? Because this is a book of emotional purging. What do you hope that they find in this?
I hope someone reads this book and they're able to connect with a few of the pieces, and be able to either laugh and say, you know what, I see her and I can't believe she went through the same thing I did, and she's okay. So I can be okay. And sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes people see us where we are now, but they have no idea where we've been. And so it's important, I'm now seeing how important it is to reach back and say, hey, you know what? I know it may look like I'm good to go, but I was abused. I had this happen to me. I had this happen to me. And this is what it looks like on the other side. And there is an other side. Mm-hmm. And you can get to that other side. No matter what it is, you can get to that other side. So being able to look at the pieces and reminisce and just, some you'll laugh, some you'll cry, some you'll be like, girl, I know what you mean.
So what was it like going through the editing process? I mean, not as a narrator, because before the show we were talking about how many pickups we have to do and how many edits we have to go through. But how was it on the other side, like the person that actually wrote it?
So look, that's why you get a professional editor. That's what y'all say. Do y'all hear me? Get a professional editor. Pay those people to edit your stuff. It's worth it because it's a process. Like I had no idea. I submitted my stuff all jacked up and they were like, this is not how you submit your stuff. I was like, oh man, how many conferences have y'all done on this stuff? How many workshops have y'all done? I was like, okay, let me go back and look at these workshops again because I'm feeling kind of crazy. But the editing process, it was even though I did it the right way. I hired someone to do it because you find out how much you don't know. Like in your eyes, it may look great, but in the publishing world, that is not how it works. And so it's been a learning experience, and I'm enjoying the learning experience. I'm enjoying every step of the way. It's a lot of work. It's work. I mean, you think, okay, just because I'm done writing, all right, that's it. Oh, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. But that's a part of the fun too, because like, being able to call on people who've been down this road and get valuable information and inside tips and things like that. Yeah, it's been a really great experience.
So what three? I thought was not the question I was going to ask
Do
because
it.
that's your question.
No, do the thing. Do the thing. Well,
No,
do it.
no. I'm going to try to remember the question I was going to ask. All of a sudden, I had a pain shoot through my finger as I started talking, and I was like, "Oh, never mind." Pain. And that was my question. Of course, I have to ask. I'm gonna fall back on an old school question. I'm gonna have to go my narcissism question. So, when do you think that you're gonna have two adorable African American poets on like yourself on your show again?
Oh, well, I'm so glad you asked, because one of the things that we're going to be doing as we promote emotionally constipated is have girl chat. And I would love these amazingly talented women on. I want a collection of women on so that we'll take one or two of the pieces and just talk about it, share our experiences. And I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. It's fun to be able to talk about experiences and hear, share with your good girlfriends, how you got over that, how you got through that. Like, it's matter of fact, it reminded me of a book that you guys wrote. The first two that I narrated, and I thought divorce was bad, and I thought being grown up was easy. So yeah, this really pays homage to you guys because I thought those are really fascinating. Those are two of my favorites. They're two of my absolute favorites. They do, because they talk about different experiences. And that's what life is about. Life is about different experiences and being able to share those. And when you look at them, you're like, I thought I was the only person thought like that. Like, so it's not just me, like I know I'm crazy, but I'm not the only crazy person. So hey, it's more of us out there. We're kindred spirits. So yeah, I mean, it's to me, real stories like that, that's, it's inspiring, and that's reality. We have enough fiction, so to be able to hear of the human experience, that to me is fascinating.
So where are people going to be able to listen to these girl chats, the JoJo podcast?
Yes. So
book.
Not asking the three pieces of advice question.
Why? Shoot, I was trying to segue. I was trying to segue. And then I'm going to go back to, and then can you give us 3 pieces of advice that you would give every creative out here trying to start out or continue on their journey?
Okay, well, you can find me at josansvoice.com. That's the website, and keep looking because you're going to actually see our new and improved website coming up here pretty soon. I'm really excited about that. Moregraphics.com. Sid is amazing. And also the JoJo podcast is on all major platforms, Spotify, Buzzsprout, Apple, iHeart, all those. Um, and so I'm really excited about the next season that we're going into because these girl chats are going to be a part of that. This next season of the JoJo podcast is going to be more group and panel discussions. I really wanted to do something different going into this phase because of just some of the different conversations that I've been having with creatives and how the world events have been affecting them. It's been incredible, and I can't get it all with one conversation. I'm like, I got to get a few of them together and then we all talk about it because it's electric when it happens. um Advice I would give for any creative, whether you're a novice and you're trying to pursue a passion that you've always had, I would say go ahead and get started. Like, start now, don't wait. Whatever it is, whether you're looking at podcasting or writing a book or narrating, honor the craft, honor the industry that you're going in by learning, learning the basics that so that you can at least you never want to go into something thinking that you know it all. You have to be a student. Narration was like that for me. I started out taking voice classes and I'm still not where I want to be, but I continue to grow and continue to learn more about the industry. Same thing with writing, same thing with podcasting. You want to continue to always be a student and to never be afraid to ask questions, because people who've done this before, creatives are some of the most sharing and giving people. They don't mind helping. At least none of the ones that I've ran into. Everyone I've spoken with, they're more than willing to share their knowledge, share the pitfalls, the mistakes, so that you don't have to make them. And then third, I would have to revert back to say, just do it. Don't talk about it. Don't wait one more day. Just do it. And I mean, nothing helps but to try. If you never try, if you never go after your dreams, I mean, you'll never ever accomplish anything. So, and it's okay if you don't get it right the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time. But if it's something that you care about and you love, go for it.
Do y'all hear that wonderful advice? You can find out more and hear more wonderful advice. Oh, where can people find you again, Joe?
At josansvoice.com.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Jade, would you
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
I always forget that the person on the other
That
side
wants to say thank you.
wants to say thank you, right? I'm like, oh, it's my time again.
No, it's not. Okay, so you can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andithoughladies.com. While you're there, take a moment, go to the middle of the page, see the chairs we probably support. If you can support them also, we thank you in advance for that. And just remember, y'all, wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Will Nona
and Jade. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening.